While thousands have fled Ukraine for neighboring countries willing to take them, thousands more are still in Kyiv and other countries trying to stay out of harm's way. And for a better understanding of the situation in Ukraine right now, we're joined by Maria Shuvalova. She's a literary scholar at a university there. And Maria, thank you so much for joining us. I know you can't say probably exactly where you are. It's a very scary situation right now. I know you had hoped to stay in your country. Is that still your decision, or have you decided to leave?
No, thank you for speaking about Ukraine. I'm definitely staying here. Even if I'm not fighting, I'm not having a gun. I managed to find a safe place and keep working. Half of the day I'm working in a basement, despite the fact I'm just a literary scholar, but I try to help find legal defense for Ukrainians who now arrested in Moscow. Also, I am help to fighting with propaganda and coordinate help because a lot of people still moving from Kiev to borders, and I am supporting these people, also finding for them safe place. Also, I'm getting a lot of messages how to donate, how to find. I answer all call of help I can do, even despite that right now I'm having coronavirus as well. So, but I don't feel that I'm tired. Also, I do not feel hunger, and I do not think that I'm doing something really outstanding, because right now my army are doing much more. So you can see that our spirit is high. We are extremely united, and we will keep doing that as long as we need.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to digest. So you said that you have COVID right now?
Yeah.
So you're doing all of this. This is just unbelievable. And I know this decision to stay or leave is an agonizing decision either way. I mean, what goes through your heart? What goes through your mind?
I'm just freezed. So definitely I'm having a lot of adrenaline. So everything is intensive, and I can't see, we are doing here like hour by hour. I think today I had a panic attack, but my husband calmed me down, because our army really inspired us to stay calm and to be stronger for them, because actually people who are in Kiev right now, and right now my students, people who are younger than me, they are right now fighting for my city. And actually that building that was hit by a missile, you're showing that on news, that is near my home, that's near my flat. So I just doing my job. So we are really inspired and motivated, because all ordinary people that are here are doing best they can. Also, we saw how ordinary people, civilians, walk out their homes to stop tanks. They didn't have it all. Okay, it was one Russian tank. Civilians didn't have weapon, but tank go away. And it's important to keep working, because this morning we was terrified. We had a lot of misinformation and attacks, and it's very sad to see all that war crimes that Russia is doing right now, because they are bombing kindergartens. And in Kiev, they bombed children's hospital. Can you imagine that was a children's hospital where I were going when I was a child, and they bombed it, and kids were died there. So we have to stay strong because of that.
I just can't even imagine what you're going through and everyone there is going through right now. Your president has asked people to take up arms, to fight. I know that comes in many forms. You're saying that you're assisting in the fight in a different way. You're not picking up weapons, but you're helping people get out. You're helping people get to shelter.
Exactly. Also, I am translating a lot, translating videos, subtitling videos, and help with security. Also, right now, it's terrifying, because Ukrainians are asked to turn off geolocations of their smartphones, because we have information that we might be bombed, because we might be tracked by our phones, but still we're definitely doing that. And we quite used this today. We learn how to stay strong when we are hearing a lot of bad news, and actually we have to show other side, because this morning we woke up with the message that Kyiv will fall. That also was misinformation to demoralize us. So today we definitely know how to stay strong when the enemy tried to demoralize EU. Also, a lot of people in Russia right now do not know how many Russian soldiers are dying right here. So it's also terrible because mothers in Russia losing their sons and they even do not know it. So this night was made a website where all Russian people can find people who are dying here, because there is pictures of documents of Russian soldiers, videos with Russian soldiers. They are speaking to their mothers that they didn't want to come here, that Russian officers took their phones. They said that it will be safe and easy right here. So also it's very important to help to understand a lot of Russian people that they also have to speak, and they also have to say that their sons have to go home.
And we've seen really fast, Maria, we've seen images of huge protests in Russia, Russians who don't want the war. We've seen images of soldiers from Russia who are refusing to fight. What goes through your mind when you see that and you know that there are some Russian people who are with you?
We definitely know that they have to resist much, much more, and we need a lot of legal defense in Moscow and in St. Petersburg right now. And all diaspora is really united to do that, but they have to work much harder, because if they won't, Russia is also losing his future right now. So Russian people have to work much more. And also we are so grateful for anonymous societies that are helping to break the wall so people in Russia will know what is going on right now in Ukraine. This morning, Russian officials forbid using such words like war in Ukraine, but in the noon, official TV channels was translating what is actually going on in Ukraine. So hackers are helping us a lot.
Well, Maria, thank you so much for making the time for us. Stay safe. We're all worried about you. We're paying attention to what is going on in Ukraine, and we appreciate you and your voice tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.